mentioned having jobs as well, but you've got one of these chance to shine contracts. What does that mean for you? What does it mean? And what does it mean for you as a sports person?
Well, what it means now is basically, whereas before I was doing part-time work in between, trying to find work around playing my cricket, now it's all been brought in-house, and our goal, the 8 of us who are on these contracts, we're getting paid between ECB and Chance to Shine to do coaching and sort of increase participation in girls' cricket by acting as role models. Now what that means is we can get paid a wage for what we're doing, but that's also fitted in around our cricket commitments, which normally you wouldn't happen. I couldn't say to an employer, sorry, could I take 2 months off to go and do this? And also, I mean, they've structured it really well. We're working 8 months a year, but still getting paid over 12. So it gives us that financial freedom to say we can commit to cricket 100%, give it everything it needs, do all the tours, all the training, and not be left sort of high and dry and struggling. So
because it's not like if you're a footballer, for instance, and you're at Charlton or Millwall or whatever it was, and you had to say to your employer, I can't work this Saturday because I'm playing a football match. Well, you have to say, I'm going to Australia or New Zealand or
for a couple of months. Sorry, I can't do it. Or and so like you said, it's big chunks. Cricket, the way they do tours,
but it's long overdue, isn't it? Because this is just catching up. I mean, this is doing what men have done for a long time, and it's chicken and egg, and in some ways it doesn't really matter. Has it improved because of the success, or does the success cause the improvement? The fact is the profile's raised, and women are now taken, I suppose the real barrier you cross is that women are now taken seriously in the world of cricket as cricketers. It's no longer seen as a slightly social novelty thing that gals do, that sort of thing. It's very much a new era of women's cricket now, isn't it?
Definitely. I mean, when I first started playing, when I was around 14, 15, I remember lots of people saying to me, oh, girls, you use tennis balls, and it sounds really silly, and at the time I'd be just shocked that they thought that women didn't play, and we obviously wouldn't play with a hard ball. And now it's a completely different scenario. People coming up to me telling me, oh, I heard might say Sarah Taylor did well, Charlotte Edwards. People are understanding who players are, what their performances are, and it's just a complete turnaround. I mean, especially in the last couple of years, I've noted a massive shift in people's attitudes. Even at Surrey, I'm now on the Surrey Academy with some of the lads, and the way they treat me now is equal to the boys. And I think when we first came in, the opinion was, all girls, are they going to be able to hack it? And now we're sort of batting against the boys, bowling against the boys, and there is no difference, and nobody sees us girls any different to the boys. So it's nice.
How old are you?
I'm 24 now, so I'm getting on.
So
sorry.
And what was your education like? Did you go to a comprehensive school?
Went to a normal, typical state school, Greycoat Hospital School, and we didn't have cricket there to start with.
I'm assuming as a girl you didn't get to play cricket.
We didn't have cricket. It ended up kicking off when I was there because we had quite a proactive sports teacher, but it wasn't there through sort of to start with, and it wasn't there in primary school. So I wasn't exposed to it prior to all of that.
But again, going back to as a result of your success, whether it is or whether it just goes hand in hand. For example, my daughters are 9 and 10. They've played cricket for the last 2 or 3 years at their primary school. They choose to go and play for a week. While the younger one goes to play for a week during the summer. As the generation, as time moves on, the fact is that as it's been shown to them to be a perfectly normal sport for girls to play from the age of 7 onwards, they will carry that on. And that once that barrier is broken, it stays broken down, and you build on it. The opportunities that they get aren't ones that you had, but because of your success, they now get them.
Definitely, I completely agree. And I mean, even in doing these coaching roles now and going out to see how the girls are playing with the boys, and it's not seen in any different for the girls. It's just a massive shift, and like you said, I think these breakthroughs are happening now, and I think there's going to be quite a few changes with what the sort of cricket we've got coming up and us being put on the same stage as the men in the next year or so.
You're mentioning that because I know that you were with some Surrey girls, weren't you, during the week? Was that a particular launch of anything? Or was it just
yes. Well, Monday we had a girls' day at the Oval, and basically what it was all about is sort of exposing some girls to cricket who mostly a lot of these girls hadn't played that much before, and then they also came down and we did it at the Oval in the lunch break between the Surrey-Kent game, and it was a really nice day for them. They were really shocked to be sort of put in this scenario, and they weren't used to it, and so what they were trying to do there is just sort of build awareness across the board for the youngsters, and also obviously the you know, the crowd or people who were there watching would have seen, you know, girls from a young age and that they can play. So yeah, definitely Monday was a big day to sort of launch that from Surrey's perspective, and it was nice that they've done that as well, I think.
And how did it work? I mean, did they seem engaged by what you were showing them?
Yeah, they were actually. I was quite shocked. I thought they might have been not interested, seeing as they'd not played much before. You know, it's different when they're motivated, but they hadn't played much before. But I went through the basic skills. It started off with 2-hour coaching session, so I taught them a bit of batting, bit of bowling, everything, whistle stop tour, and then we took them out onto the pitch at lunchtime to have some games, and you know, their reaction was amazing. They loved it, absolutely loved it. They even enjoyed watching 4-day cricket, which is something I would have been surprised a bunch of girls would have been into, so that was good.
And yet, had you listened to the experts, supposed experts at the time, you wouldn't be playing anymore. There was a set of doctors who told you it was all over not so long ago.
Yep, I was told it was over, career was over. I'd had bad back injury. I was about 18, 19. Been bowling for years. Mixed action wasn't good when I was younger. Caused me a few issues, and just kept having reoccurring back problems. And then one day, back went, and I didn't really get up for about 3 months, and I was out of cricket for nearly 3 years. So yes, I've had quite a rollercoaster ride in my short sort of cricket career, I guess.
Did it make you more determined though?
It
to
did,
be told that you couldn't?
I think, you know, I'd always had the sort of back